Fixing the old motors is kind of sometimes challenging, and sometimes you need a little bit luck to fix the motor and make that run as good as new. So this motor is a Johnson RD23, back to the year of 1961 or 1963. For this motor, it's the first symptom that's difficult to start. So that means that when you crank the engine, so the RPM or rev speed is very, very low compared to normal running of the motor. So first I put a primer here. That's a 2 primer. So that will make the engine easy to be started. So that's very close to the air entrance of the cylinder, very close to the cylinder. So easy start. But the other question is that this motor showing a little bit waste of fuel. So the gas is running a little bit faster than normal running condition. So I take the engine out. And this is the bottom of the motor. So we look at the crankshaft. So if we block the entrance of a carburetor and blow air into the engine, we'll notice that's the leakage here. So that's a brake section of the motor. So this crankshaft, so the bearing here and the seals here. So that should be tightly sealed, but actually there is a small hole or leakage there. So gas will run out from there. The mixture of gas and the engine oil leak out of the motor rather than go back through this pipe to the very top bearing, and lubricate the top bearing. And I noticed that when I take out the 2 spark plugs from the back, the lower one is lubricate good. The top one is kind of dry. So that's showing that the engine oil and the gas come out from the small tiny hole, and before they are completely circulating in the engine, and the gas it's a waste of gas. So with this improvement, this motor will run as good as new. So fixing motor is kind of sometimes you need careful examination and notice, and also people need a little bit of luck to make that work effective. So this one, I put the primer here, and also the carefully examined the leakage of the engine, especially when the older motor, the upright motor. So the crankshaft is upright. So the separate cross section is here, just across the crankshaft. So that means that it's kind of challenging for the sealing of this motor when this motor is, I think, 65 years old. So the sealing at the bottom kind of very risky. So if you fix motor or check up all the motors, better take it off and examine the bottom end. So the a little bit leakage at the top sealing is not very challenging, and even the small leakage at the bottom means that the liquid before the gas and the engine oil completely circulate in the inside the engine. The leakage will cause imbalance lubrication, and it will cause a problem for the top cylinder. It might be quite dry, far from the standard lubrication of the cooling. Thank you for your watching of the video.